So the British Broadcasting Corporation asks this question: Who are we? And it's a very complex question. First of all, we are humans, and initially, in the beginning, God created one race, Adam and Eve, and they were taken from the ground. And apparently, well, God could take anything; He could take it from the ground and make it green and blue or whatever. But the understanding is that they were red, as clay, red, and so on. The word Adam means red, I understand. And man was supposed to be 18 feet tall, created a little lower than the angels, and was supposed to replace Satan. But Satan was able to overcome Eve with a very sophisticated and complex bit of sophistry. And as such, sin entered the world, and with the devil's help, man has began and has been successful in sort of devolution or miniaturizing himself. Because originally man was about 18 feet tall, maybe weighing a ton. And when Cain killed Abel, God ran him out of the Garden of Eden, and he went and just started to do a variety of things. He started to worship other gods, worshiping the sun, female goddess, and so on. And they also started to amalgamate themselves with certain types of animals. So they begin to decline. And then in Genesis, there was a time when the population of the world had grown to such an extent that East and West met. The descendants of Cain met the descendants of Seth, because Cain killed Abel, and the other son, his name was Seth. And this Seth, they continued, or they started and continued serving God the way he wanted, and they offered a sacrifice the way God had intended, a lamb pointing to Christ and so on. And so they continue being these 18 feet tall people living close to 1,000 years. But as I said, the population grew so large that they met, and they found the descendants of Cain's kids. They started to live less than 1,000 years, and they started to look different. They started to dwarf, be a little shorter. The lifespan was shorter, and the whole 9 yards looked different. But over time, they say that the sons of God took the daughters of men, and the sons of men took the daughters of God. The sons of God took the daughters of men, and the sons of men took the daughters of God. And so, they started this thing of changing the whole thing. So by the time Noah came along, man was living up to probably about 700 years. So the descendants, Noah was the descendant of Seth. God drunk with everybody, just saved Noah's family. Not that everybody else had been wicked or so, because in the year of the flood, I think Methuselah died, an important patriarch. And so, although it was just one family, it seems as if in the blood or the genes of Noah and his children were the potential for a variety of sort of differences. There was a dominant, whatever they were, but they had this recessive gene in them. And I think after the flood, I believe, and I understand from my special author, that they continued amalgamating themselves with animals. And, the genes started, they added this to the gene and added that and doing this and so forth. And so these different colors started to emerge. We have white, we have black, we have yellow, and also, I understand native people call themselves red. But actually, they are just descendants from the Asians that came through and did something as they came through the Bering Straits and came down to South America and so on. Whatever they ate and environment and whatever they sort of procreated with, they look the way they do and they call themselves red. But it is believed because Noah had 3 sons, they were just 3 races. I read about the other day about the nether, what do I call it again? The Neanderthals. What I believe is that when men started to have relationships and sex with non-humans, you're going to have a variety of offspring. Some will look like humans, some will look like the animal, some will be in between. But those who probably look like the animals will go with the animals, and those humans will go with the humans, and those in between couldn't fit into none of the societies, and apparently they went into the caves. So um, I don't know really which color started first or whatever, but this is where you have those cave dwellers. And so here we are today. We're lost, in need of a savior. Christ has come and he has died for us all so that we could get back to the place where he wanted us to be. Of course, he has already had the angels replaced, but he has promised that he's going to take us from this earth to heaven, and then he's going to bring us back after 1,000 years to live on this earth. So, who are we? We are descendants of Adam and Eve. There was no evolution because, you see, when I was in school, they taught that you had one cell animals that came on the beach and just started to evolve into multi cells, climbed up in the tree, flew off, swam, all this kind of stuff. But we believe that God created every species that we have today, or whatever created, man was able to manipulate it and create some other things. We see where you could cross a fox and something else, and you get different things. Some dogs you hear them howling like coyotes or like fox, whatever. The Chihuahua. They've inbred them so much now. You have them miniaturized. So man has done a lot of things, and furthermore, um, God said everything was good to eat, but today you have poisonous plants. You have those with thorns, those that smell bad. Some pollination, the pollen is in the air, it gives us that kind of fever in the spring. But I think there was a different way of reproduction. Maybe it was asexual. Who knows? But when you mix things around, you get a variety of unexpected things. And so here we are today. What I was trying to say is that because they believe in evolution, they said, I think in Europe, they found some ancient houses, and the doors were like maybe 4 feet tall. So they're saying, they see, man came from the amoeba, and then he grew up to 4 feet, and now he's 6, 7. But not necessarily. Man had been about 18 feet tall. Man has declined, and if you inbreed and poor nutrition and other things like that, you will dwarf yourself further. But when you start to procreate with people from other places, you tend to get back to vigorous vitality, and of course, you have the recessive and dominant. So some are going to be tall like the ones that came into this situation where there was inbreeding. Some are going to be short again, and over time, the height could be improved. So it's not that it was evolution as such; it's just that there was devolution. And I hope this answers the question who we are.